It's your boy Johnny. From you may know me from the OSA. This is episode 2 of another city opinion pod. This is my co-host,
It's your girl Risa, aka Risa Rants. Peace and love.
and it's
What's
been
up?
some time since the first episode has been released. So we have a couple of things we have to touch on that took place since the first episode dropped till now. So we're just gonna get into it. Started it
Let's
off.
get it.
To start it off, we are going to start off with the verdict. As when we last left off, and we was talking about it, it was like pending any minute now, any hour now that was going to come out. The big verdict out of Minnesota for the trial of Derek Chauvin for the murder of George Floyd. We know that was the topic at hand, but when we filmed, obviously the verdict wasn't released yet, but it was released after the release of our first episode. So how do you feel like that verdict, impacted stuff going forward?
Well, I'm surprised at the verdict myself, to be honest with you. And I think that he was as well when he heard that he was guilty because he was looking like, wait, when did my white privilege run out? I was like, yo, like everybody, like he literally had the same face that we all had. We were all like, wait, for real? Is it real? Like finally? But I feel like it's one of those things where it's just like they're just gonna give us a little bit to make us feel like, we making some progress until they do some other crazy something. Because literally the same day
Yeah,
somebody else was killed.
yeah, like
Literally the
two
same
other
day.
incidences with the police that happened after, which is
Right.
unfortunate.
But yeah, I think obviously it's a step in the right direction. If we can keep it up, that'd be great. But hopefully we won't have many more that we need to put away and get justice for. But once again, rest in peace to
Number.
everybody who's lost their life. But yeah, I was definitely surprised.
I'm not gonna lie, watching that live, I was like, damn, what if like it doesn't go the way everybody's expecting? Like we don't get the verdict that everyone was anticipating. What if it would have went the other way? That's what I was thinking about. Like, damn, what? As I was watching, I'm like, yo, what they about to say? And when they read,
Right.
I'm like, oh, okay. But imagine if it would have went the other way. I think the cities all across America would have been burning right now. People,
And I saw so many videos of like white nationalists basically saying like, like if y'all start talking about us when it's really them, that they're prepared, what I'm saying? They got their guns ready, they was ready to do what they needed to do. So it's crazy, and it's like I also had been seeing a lot of things before and now again recently about them basically saying that the guy that they have as the man who killed George Floyd is actually not the same person and somebody who looks like him. And like they were showing side by side comparisons of their photos and stuff to try to prove that it wasn't really the same person, like it's a conspiracy. But I don't see what the point of that would be. But either way, somebody white is going to jail. So I don't really see the point in changing who he is. But it's definitely a lot of, behind it. Like it's definitely not over. And we're never gonna stop saying his name, you know what I'm saying? So it's like this is a start and we'll take it, but it's not enough.
yeah, it's a you could say it's a step in the right direction. The fact that an officer is held accountable for that's all we ask for is accountability. Like you did something, be held accountable for it, and we move forward. That's been like the main ask is accountability. And he was held accountable for what he did. It's unfortunate someone lost their life, but hopefully this is like a lesson learned for the officers as well. Like you're going to
Yeah.
be held accountable for your actions, so you must watch what you do. Can't be on that bullshit.
And it's unfortunate that so many police are not trained to do what they say that they're supposed to do, which is like they're supposed to know how to de-escalate situations. Like a lot of these situations where these people have lost their lives, people of color have lost their lives, is also what could have been avoided. Yes, sometimes it's just pure just brutality, but sometimes it's just also them saying that they're scared and stuff over get over escalating like literally within seconds. So, it's, are they being trained properly, and are what are they training them? You know what I'm saying? Because I've also seen things that showed that they were training them to be racist. You feel me? So it's like, I don't know how we're gonna change the system, but we definitely gotta do something.
It's just we need overall equality for everyone. Everyone to be like, for them to treat everyone with the same respect. Like you treat this person a certain way, just like, because I may look guilty, don't mean treat me like I'm guilty. Treat me like I might be.
Not even look guilty. What makes me look guilty because my skin's darker than yours? Like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's where it begins. Like the profiling and the stereotyping and categorizing everybody into one lump. You know what I'm saying?
Which is unfortunate, very unfortunate. But at least obviously after like the verdict got, it was a celebration for someone. Like it was some positive news to come out. Times where a lot of bad news was coming out, and then unfortunately we had the certain situations after the fact where, in like, it wasn't the same night the McKay Bryant situation. The 16 or 15-year-old girl, and where she was.
The same exact day.
It was the same
That evening.
It was that evening of the verdict.
That evening, the same exact day.
I feel like that's,
and it's like, that's a child. She
yeah.
didn't even begin to live yet.
That was obviously, people who have their what they say or their doubts because she had a weapon on her or whatnot. But I feel like the officer could have
That's where it
definitely.
goes. We're being trained properly.
Yeah, but
Because you can
yeah.
shoot her in the arm, taser, spray her with pepper spray. She had a knife. She didn't have a gun.
As soon as
So why would you need to shoot her 4 times?
if you look at the desk, the body cam footage, like I said, that the body cam footage, as soon as he got to the scene, he could have sprayed mace one time. Everybody would have dispersed. Like sprayed mace, they wasn't prepared for that. He sprayed mace one time. Like he could have sprayed it one time because as soon as he got to the scene, you see he says something, and you see one girl fall over, and then you see obviously her with her weapon tussling with the other girl, and then that's where it escalates. So what happened? Which is excessive. He didn't have to shoot her 4 times, but one spray of mace probably would have had it all dispersed. Everybody would have went their separate ways. It was a very sad and terrible situation that happened, and it just sucks that happened on the same day as where an officer was finally held accountable for his abuse of power, his horrible actions, and then that takes place.
I feel like there should be some type of like, not police force, but like like police that don't have guns, maybe like levels of training. Like, okay, well, you get this much training that they require now, but you don't get a gun, and then you got to have extra training to have a gun.
Make
To
sure
de-escalate, you know what I'm saying? You got to know like extra. So maybe you just have a taser. Maybe you just, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's like more so like a.
No, it makes sense. It's like a privilege. Like you have to really earn it. Like
Not even really a privilege, but just some stuff don't require you to have a gun. Like maybe the certain calls go to certain, you know what I'm saying? Like if they say it's something like minor, like obviously you don't need a cop with a gun to show up to get a cat out of a tree. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know what I'm saying, if it's something minor that they need help, because a lot of times it's also that people are having mental illness issues and they send cops, and then the cops still treat these people. Like I was watching a video where they beat up an old lady and they were bragging about popping her breaking her arm and stuff. Like the pop, oh, you hear the pop, like they're literally watching the video and like talking about it, like enjoying it. So it's like those are the people that obviously did stuff on purpose, but there's also, I'm sure, people that just need more training where maybe, you know what I'm saying, they can just send like those people for the non-violent stuff to help de-escalate, or maybe a mental illness um, department that shows up for people that are going through like a mental illness.
But also tell your officers to deal with mental illness better. If you're gonna have officers come to the scene, they should be equipped to handle that situation. So they should know how to deal with a mentally disturbed person, someone who's really going through it and having a breakdown. But a quick thing on the situation we just talked about. I know when it happened, LeBron James hashtag accountability, you're next, talking about the officer, and then that spun like a whole bunch of backlash. But I feel like people took what he said the wrong way. I understood what he was saying, basically, like,
And I wish he wouldn't apologize and take it back, because I got what he was saying too. Like, oh, obviously, there's always going to be somebody that has something to say. The same thing with people that say all lives matter in response to Black Lives Matter. Like, that makes sense. So at the end of the day, people were going to have something to say anyway. If you have common sense and you're not racist, you know what he was saying. He's not saying
something's gonna happen.
anything wrong.
You just-
Like, accountability, you're next, meaning like you just literally just happened today. Yes, you are next. I agree.
Mhm. Yeah, I understand why he took it back, because he didn't want to take attention off, because he's one of the biggest names in the world.
Yeah, of course. That also, right. I understand that part. But also because he's probably being told to, because he needs to keep making money. So
Uh, he's been very outspoken outspoken about a lot of things. But I feel like he really didn't, when he said what he said, he didn't realize he was gonna get like a whole bunch of people backlash or trying to turn it into him saying what he said, like flip it all on him instead of talking about the main issue, the main problem. So he realized, damn, like they really coming at me. Like I said what I said, but it's very understandable what he said. He's a father. Obviously, he has kids. He has a daughter, so he knows like that feeling. No parent want to lose their daughter. So, and plus the girl was only like 15. So, but I agree with the comment he said, but you know I don't understand why he got so much backlash off that.
and he didn't even try to see, he didn't even wasn't even there long enough to see what was actually happening. And that's what I'm saying. Also, I am disappointed in the adults that were around in that
Oh, they,
situation,
they,
because
they
they
felt
tried to
that.
de-escalate it from what it looked like. They were all standing there watching. But it's sad that, they said she's the one that called for help, regardless of whether she was, retaliating or attacking it, whatever it was, the situation. She's a child, and clearly, something was amiss, because she was, what I'm saying. They said that she was known to be a good kid. So you're just showing up, just killing somebody's child, and it is what it is. We're gonna get justice. I'm speaking into existence right now, and rest in peace.
Rest in peace. McKay Bryant, R.I.P. Also, going to transition into, since we last shot, we lost another person in the hip hop community, Shock G, the lead artist of Digital Underground. Also, some say credit him with discovering Tupac. He passed away within the time frame of since we last filmed.
That's the Humpty Dumpty guy, right?
Yeah, that's him. That was definitely him. He has a little impact on hip hop, on the culture. So sorry that we lost another one. Someone else from like
The most I know about him is the fact that Tupac was a big fan of his.
not Tupac was Digital Underground. He was Tupac. Shock G was an executive producer on Tupac's first album. I believe so.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but he was a fan of his.
He was also part of digital. Tupac was part of Digital Underground. That's where Tupac got his start with Digital Underground.
Oh, okay. So I'm missing like a whole other part that he was even part of it. Okay.
Yeah, he's part of Digital.
I smoke too much. I forget some of the details sometimes. But I knew he had something to do with him, because when I was seeing stuff about Tupac, they would show them together.
Yeah, Shock G will always show love to Tupac, but yeah, that's what Tupac got to start from. He got to start from Digital Underground.
That's dope too, because they have such different music. Like it was like two completely different eras, almost like genres, even like forms of hip hop. But that's dope. But yeah, rest in peace. And yeah, it's been a crazy year, man. We've been losing a lot of people like randomly. And obviously I understand we're in a pandemic, but people are dying kind of young. Like, I mean, 50 is young. Like, that's just half your life.
Still got
we have the potential to live so much longer. And it just really sucks that we're losing good people too. But rest in peace, man.
And also,
life starts and ends very quickly, so we gotta cherish it.
not this past weekend that passed, last weekend we had the DMX memorial. They put DMX to rest. And it was I'm not gonna lie, it was a dope memorial. It's a sad situation what they're obviously they put him to rest, but the way they did it, they had his casket on that monster truck driving it through the city. I thought it was pretty dope, They had the performances at the Barclays, they had the going home ceremony at the Barclays where they had a few performances. And also people speak. His daughter did like a little, her own version of Slippin'. She did her own version of Slippin', which was
Mm-hmm.
sad to watch.
That's like his best song. That's pretty. So, what to me, like that's like the most significant one to me.
Yeah.
That and the one where he says my name with my name is like every song though. And with Cisco. Where these bitches on for money.
What these bitches want?
Let me know.
Every woman he's been with.
He was dancing in the street, getting it like.
I felt like the memorial. It was obviously a sad situation, but the way they did, I think they did it right. It was correct.
Yeah, it was more like a celebration. Like it wasn't sad. Like first of all, the fact that they had him in the big 4-wheeler monster truck was crazy. That's why I said this is the dope way to go out. It's a celebration. Like I feel like that's the way he would have loved to like go out. Like yes, people were sad, and we don't want to lose him, and but if I gotta go out, I'm going out like that. Like mine gotta be pink and purple though. But mad like gold everywhere.
The monster truck really good. You had the Rough Riders on their bikes. It was all on their bikes riding through the whole city, everywhere. It was I like how it did that. The way they did it perfectly. And then we'll transition. Unfortunately, with the whole passing of DMX, there's been some controversy on the cause of his death and what's behind it. And Irv Gotti came out and spoke in an interview. He spoke on something that I guess he spoke on it too quick. He didn't have the full information because if you read his apology, he said he didn't have all information. So he basically backtracked what he said, but it's kind of fucked up that I don't know. He's probably grieving. He's grieving in a certain way. He just came out with it. But I feel like he should have just held that. I don't think, obviously, all DMX fans want to know, but I feel like we'll learn in due time what was the cause of his passing.
So you gotta catch me up because I missed that. So what did he say?
So he did like an interview on a radio station, and he basically said what DMX overdosed on crack and fentanyl. It was a mix of crack and fentanyl, and that's what he overdosed on. He put that out.
How does he even told? Who asked him?
That's why it caused some controversy because he put that out to the world. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's still fresh and new that because they just the going.
Not just that, but who asked him? Who asked you, sir? No. All right, he needs to go sit down somewhere.
Yeah, I feel like
stop talking. He needs to stop talking.
A lot of people felt, obviously a lot of close, because Irv Gotti was also close to DMX, but others that was close to DMX didn't take too kindly to him putting the business out there. And it's crazy. In his apology, he said something where he talked to DMX's ex-wife. I forget her name.
The one that he was on Marriage Boot Camp with.
I believe so. The one that he was with for like the longest, the one that was like married to him. I forgot her name.
I forget her name too, but I know you're talking about.
But my apologies for forgetting her name. But she said like he mentions that she tells him that they don't even know what was the cause of death yet, that they're still waiting for that information to come out. So it's like, damn, you came out and said all that, and then they don't even know what. Like they still, I guess. They went with the autopsy route, and they're gonna find out. If we find out, it's on them. But I'm pretty sure they're probably gonna keep that information to themselves. It's their information. It's their loved one. They choose, they get to choose what they want to do with that information. But so they don't have it confirmed what happened because they're still waiting for certain information to come back. And then he went out, did that interview, and basically try to say that's what happened. And it looks like it may have happened or may have
I
not.
don't believe it because, like I said, he's been clean for all that time. So why would out of nowhere, when everything is going good for him, when he decides to turn around and OD on something? Because that's almost like suicide. Like obviously he would have known how much he needs to smoke. Like you feel me? I don't know. I just feel like I don't know.
Also, it was
They doing all of this to cover up. They're gonna, of course, pay people that's close to him to say dumb shit because I feel like it was like I said. I don't know for real, because I wasn't there, but he got a vaccine not too many days before he passed or before he went
I think that's still speculated, but
brain dead and
well, I
stuff.
think it's clear that he did have COVID though. He definitely had COVID. I don't know if he
Because that's what that's what it is. The shot has COVID in it. So probably what happened, his immune system wasn't strong enough to like build up the antibodies and all of that to like fight it off when he got the shot, and it probably put him out. Like, you know what I mean? It's like it just that's what makes more sense to me than all of a sudden he OD'd on drugs. Of course they're gonna go straight to that because he has a history of addiction.
But maybe maybe it wasn't even an OD at all. Maybe it's just his heart, from all the stuff he used to do. Just
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. Like, but either way, don't just automatically go to
mhm,
EOD because I don't believe that.
but that's for now for the everyone on our side. That would be the confirmed death is the overdose heart attack. For us on the outside, the ones who are close, love him, they know what's really going on. And I guess that's all that matters, that they know. So as long as they know what happened and they could dictate how they want to go about that information, but they choose to keep that personal and for it to come out. Well, that's all props to them. That's their choice. But still, at the end of the day, it's very sad that we lost DMX. You know, felt like I was after that Drink Challenge. I was looking forward to him promoting that new album dropping and him promoting it. But unfortunately, at least the album will come out, but he won't be here to promote it or perform it. And we're gonna transfer on. We're gonna talk about something like some on the lighter news. Dave Chappelle, Twilight Kweli, Yasin Bey, formerly known as Mos Def, just for those who known him previously, Mos Def, and don't keep up with him. They are coming out with a podcast together. I feel like that's gonna be one of the dopest podcasts ever.
And I feel like he's gonna have mad people listening automatically just because of his name. So it's like automatically gonna be number one. We already know. But I'm excited just to hear and see what direction they're gonna go with it,
I feel like they're gonna do what they always did. Talk, that what's really on their mind. They're gonna keep the truth going. Then they're gonna have obviously Dave Chappelle, probably one of the greatest comedians ever. So I feel like it's gonna work. They could balance it out. And then they have Dave who also could carry a conversation on all serious level and speak his mind. And then if they need some comic relief, Dave could definitely deliver that. And then I just want to see them talking about what topics they want to talk about outside from, that's what I want to see what they're going to talk about aside from like the stuff that we would assume that they'll talk about, just the other stuff that you think they'll talk about.
And I feel like it'll be a great balance between covering the things that need to be covered and get insight. Like for one, he's a genius, so his mind is just the way it works is crazy. So just I feel like the balance between the funny and the serious, what I'm saying, he's gonna make it's gonna be serious issues, but he's gonna know how to put his comedic spin on it, the same with his stand-up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He's addressing issues that we want to be addressed, but he knows how to make us laugh because at the end of the day, that's how we always, especially people of color, have always dealt with trauma, is to laugh. So yeah, I think it's definitely going to be something that people need now, especially And yeah, I already see it just being number one. And besides us, but
It's gonna be a dope pod. He's gonna get his fans. Everybody's gonna tune in regardless. So it's another dope pod to look at. Like podcast is a thing that's growing. Everyone's doing it, but that's someone I feel like most people would be interested just to see him talk more on record because he went on that hiatus, so we missed out on those couple of years where he was living his life. He said after fame, doing his own thing, and now he's back doing shows, stand-ups, and everything. So everybody would love to hear him on probably the weekly basis. I'm sure that would be the process of the pod. I'm going on a weekly basis, but everyone would enjoy listening to that on a weekly basis.
Okay, soda.
All right, here we go. In other news, 50 set to produce a limited series, I think on Star, about Centonia Brown. The Centonia Brown story, for those who don't know. Centonia Brown was 15, 16 years old when she was sentenced to life in prison. And
But some shit that she didn't have no business paying the price for because she was the victim.
And so basically, like after a good 12, I said good, but after like 12 to 13 years, like the case gained traction from outside people. People were looking at it like, damn, they really sentenced this girl to life, and she was only 15, 16, and she was able to get her case looked at, and then she was released. Maybe was it 2019, 2019, 2018?
And all this is due to social media because if it wasn't for social media, nobody would even have even known. Like, think about it. Like, if there was social media back then when this all happened, she wouldn't even have to. She wouldn't even have had to have done that many years in prison for something that she. I mean, she did it because she was a child being sex trafficked and raped and stuff. Like, are you kidding me? Like,
Mm-hmm.
how is she going to prison for that? That's ridiculous just to begin with. So the fact that he's doing this film about her is awesome, and it's funny because like I never saw 50 Cent as like I would never thought he would be doing like film and like shows and like something like this, but that's dope. Like what I'm saying, how he out of nowhere, what I'm saying, like before Power and everything, like I would have never imagined that. So now like that he did Power, has Power, and then he's doing this, it's like that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like he's supposed to be doing stuff for the culture, and I feel like this is definitely something that's for the culture because this is definitely a story that needs to be told, and I'm glad it's being told. You know, through another person of color's
He's
production
definitely
or whatever. You feel me?
definitely gonna do a serious justice because I don't know. You watch For Life because For Life is also based on a situation where someone who was innocent of ended up I forget his name, something Wright Jr. I forget his first name, but he ended up going to jail back in the 80s under the Kingpin statute. And then while he was in jail, he learned he became a lawyer while he was in jail for his case, beat his case, won his
I
free.
guess I know.
And now he's like I said a lawyer. Now he's like a legit lawyer, a legit
That's
attorney.
dope.
And For Life
Yeah.
is a great show for those who don't watch it. You should
I
watch it.
haven't watched it, but I'm gonna watch that. But that's dope. Like the fact that people, like a lot of people do that, like and that's why like reading is so important because in order to do that, you have to read a lot. Like what I mean. You have to do a lot of research. So what I mean. Instead of sitting on your ass not doing anything, like he actually got himself out by reading. So that's
Man,
dope.
he beat the case, and then he also freed others because he became an attorney representing others. And For Life does a dope way of showing his story. So I feel like 50 has a handle how for stories like this, 50 will do it correctly because he has like from his previous work, he has it. Knows what he's doing, and it's effective. For Life, great show. I enjoy it. The second season just finished like 2 3 months ago, like 2 3 months ago. The season finale for the second season wrapped up. But I'm interested to see what 50 does with the Antonia Brown story, and I feel like it should, with the story itself being interesting for all the stuff that happened. I feel like 50 is gonna do right by it, and I'd like to see
And
how.
it's dope that they're doing this for her life and her story before she passes. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like this sometimes don't get told until the person's gone. Like,
It's too
this
late.
is, this is dope. And I'm just still so happy that she's even out, because like I remember when I first heard about it and I like cried for her because like she was a child, and sorry, like nothing's ever gonna take back what she went through, but her story being told is gonna help like a lot of people. So you know what I mean? It's
Because
dope.
there's definitely others that walk the same path as her, as failed her.
Yes, and been through similar situations. So
So, yeah, so those that need help. That's it. So dope. Looking forward to seeing. Also, into 50, you talk about we're gonna transition to music. DJ Khaled dropped his album, musically. Yeah, he dropped his album this past weekend. He had the song with Jay-Z and Nas, Sorry Not Sorry. The video dropped. Any thoughts on the album or the video?
that's the last that I haven't heard the album. The only thing I've heard about anything, I knew the song came out because I love Nas, so obviously I named my son after him. And of course, anytime you put Nas and Jay-Z together, you're gonna hear about it. But yeah, I didn't even realize it was an album out. Honestly, I stopped checking for him after the last album. Like, I'm just kind of like, I get it, but it's like it's always been like it's almost kind of expected what you're gonna get. Like it's like he's never like he doesn't reinvent himself. Like, and I also kind of think it's weird still to kind of the whole like DJ like he put an album out thing, but it's like other people on his. Not really. He's not an artist. I don't really still kind of
Yeah,
get that
but
whole thing.
it's like he does he produces, he dissects tracks and he puts stuff together. He puts
No, I get what he does, but what I'm saying is like
for it to be called his song, and
it's almost like he's putting out a mixtape, but it's an album, but it's a mixtape if you think about it, right? So it's kind of like
like a
I
compilation of.
don't know. And then plus I'm mostly just like R&B most of the time. Like 80% of the time if I'm checking for it, like not to say I don't listen to like rap and hip hop and stuff, I do, but it's not like I'm like, oh, waiting for that DJ Khaled album. Like I'm usually like waiting for like, you know what I'm saying? I'm still waiting for Rihanna to put her
No,
album.
I
Like,
understand, but
wait, Riri, where's the album? You said 2019. Just saying, off topic. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I mean, I'm probably sure I'll hear more things on it, but album, like who's getting a DJ Khaled album? Like singles at the most, at the best, like.
Like when you listen to his album, you listen to his album to see like what features he put together, like what artists he put together for the track, and it's like that's what gains.
Right, I get that. You know what I'm saying? But then you always kind of expect who's gonna be on it. Jay-Z, Beyonce, Chris Brown, Trey Songz. It's always the same people. Nicki Minaj. He always has the same artists. So it's like it's almost like they're putting a mixtape out all the time and they just he puts his name on it.
Definitely, Khaled, but Khaled's what Khaled's known for. He puts artists together, puts songs out, helps like put stuff together, and then
But pick some different people. Maybe pick some different artists to put together. Like I'm cool with we had a song with Jay-Z and Nas. Okay, now let Jay-Z not be on no other song. Let it, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I still didn't hear the album. I don't know who else is on it, but I'd like to hear other artists that he hasn't worked with yet, maybe. So maybe that'll refresh me wanting to hear DJ Khaled, because as of right now, it's like I'm just like, okay, if I hear it, I do. If I don't, I don't.
He definitely has is a song with what you call it? I said Dirk and Baby. He has Dirk and Baby on it. He has a song like with reggae artists. He has obviously he has Justin Bieber on the track. No, he always has the big track.
Right, Justin Bieber, who he always has.
You got a record with Justin Timberlake on there too.
Which I listen to that. I love me some Justin.
You got Justin Timberlake on there. Obviously, you got track with Drake. You're always gonna have Drake on it. Drake has to be
every single time.
Drake though, but no, not but.
So wait, is Popstar a part of this album?
Yes.
Okay, see that's what I'm saying. I've heard that. I love that song. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? But
yes.
so it's like I'm not like hyped to hear a whole album, but I'm just like okay, I've heard it.
But
But
yeah,
yeah, moving on.
he definitely has features though. You know, tune in, everyone. You know, Jay Z and Nas song is dope though. That's the one song I listen to. Is dope. Sorry, not sorry is dope. And they dropped the video, so it was like as soon as like the album dropped, the video dropped. No video, you know, Jay Z and Nas was talking their shit on that. And so moving on, New York City, finally, July 1st. 100%. Everything's opening up. 100% capacity. The pandemic's officially over in New York.
First of all, let's talk about how my skin from here to here has been breaking out profusely disgusting after I just got my skin clear after years of having bad skin. Because these goddamn masks are making me, and it's like the first place when I sweat at all is always right here. Like I always sweat above my lip. I don't know what it is, but I always sweat. So I've been literally breaking out from like year to year. So I'm ready for the whole mask shit to be done. And I feel like we're never gonna not have to wear masks. So even though they open up 100 capacity, how are you gonna still social distance? Are we gonna have to start wearing masks now? Are we allowed to? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't tell me it's 100% capacity and then social distance on the line. But then when I get inside, I can stand next to people and still be seeing seats. Like that's dumb.
But
This whole thing is dumb as fudge. Like,
you can say that the pandemic is what, 85, 90% done, or 85, 90% past all the stuff we went through. I don't know. I could be talking my ass. I'm picking a number. It might be lower than that, but the way it's looking like, at least the city be looking lively, and the city be looking dead. Like, the city does not look how it used
I
to.
haven't been to the city in literally it feels like years. I haven't been to the city since maybe a year and a half now, since I was pregnant, and my son is over a year old. So I
uh,
haven't been to the city because I mean, what are we going to the city for? Like, but now I'm outside is open. I'm gonna be outside, but
but
I'm
yeah,
excited. I guess
uh,
because I know something else is gonna happen. So
yeah. Hopefully, all goes well. And it opens up to 100%, and that's the start of the transition to this post-pandemic era of that we just lived in for like a good year and some change. The post-pandemic era, everything maybe not the original normal, but somewhat something closer to the normal where you could just walk around, like you can walk out the crib like, I don't need the mask no more. Just keep it going. Like,
right.
oh fuck, I gotta go get my mask. But no, we're post-pandemic eras. I'm looking forward to it. We're almost there. The post-pandemic era. And since we last filmed this episode, since episode one dropped, another thing that's big in the culture that's been announced, or not been announced, that took place was the Oscars. The biggest night of the year for the movies, movie stars, everyone who does movies, from directors to everything.
I haven't watched any award show since maybe like 2015 or something. I don't even know. Like, I
What
don't even
I was it? Did the
like.
Oscars? I'm not even sure. Did the Oscars take place last year? I don't remember.
No, nothing. It had nothing last year. This is the first year again now that things have been opened back. Like
Okay,
they had like people actually there and
they
stuff.
definitely pushed it
But
back. Oscars usually take place, I believe, like February, March is usually the month where the Oscars. I think it's February, but it was pushed back all the way to April.
plus, I never really cared about the Oscars and like the Emmys and stuff like that because it's like nobody's performing, so I don't care. And then like the Grammys and BET Awards, stuff like that is what we actually look forward to because of the musical performances. Like nobody's performing. I don't care who won for what movie. Like it's just like, okay, whatever.
Well,
I'm rooting for everybody black. I know that.
but when there's a movie you like and feel like is deserving of an Oscar, you would like to see it win. Like we previously talked.
Yeah, I like to hear that they won, but I never was like, ooh, let me sit down and like I'm
Um,
like glued to my seat to watch it. But you know, anything that has Beyonce, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? So usually the Grammys she performs, so I have to see the Grammys. But
I'm pretty sure you talked about it briefly. Judas and the Black Messiah obviously was nominated for a few Academy Awards. Um, the actor who played Fred Hampton won Best Supporting Actor, so he actually won the Oscar. So it was a movie you said you liked. It was really good, and
yeah, that was good.
it was
I
represent.
just watched Without Remorse with
I've heard it.
Michael. It's like
Michael B.
it's
Jordan.
alive, Michael B. Jordan.
I heard that movie is good. It came out
It was really good. It was
came out
so
Friday,
good.
right?
He played the role so well, and I was just like, "This is so fine." It was so good.
It came out Friday. I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch it tonight. I've heard good reviews about the movie, but it came out Friday on Amazon Prime, right?
Yeah, me and my boyfriend watched it, and I was just like, he was like, I'm just like, you can't even be mad. Like, oh well, like I don't even care.
Michael B. But yeah, so I'm gonna tune into that. I heard that was good. No,
Yeah.
also, no, moving on. New York. We talked about New York opening up, but also in other news in New York plans to leave sex workers alone, choosing not to prosecute sex workers, but will choose to continue to prosecute those who pay the sex workers.
Look, my stance on this has always been: how you gonna be mad at somebody else for selling their pussy because you don't own it? So how is it illegal for somebody else to sell their pussy? If they want to sell their pussy, let them sell their pussy. So I always feel that. And then how you gonna make it legal in certain places, in certain areas? Like it was already legal in like Vegas, right? How is that?
Nevada, yeah, Nevada.
What? That's dumb. So like at the end of the day, it should be illegal, like obviously to spread disease and stuff like that or whatever. The only reason time they ever make anything illegal is but when they don't know how to tax it. They don't know how to tax pussy. The same reason why it's taking so long for weed to be legal in places is because they don't know how to tax it. So if they can't make money off of it and you're making money off of something that they can't make money off of, because technically if you're a person, you're selling your body, that's your property. You're a person, you're a human being. How can they tax you selling what you are with who you are? Literally, like they can't tax that, right? So that's the only reason.
No, I'm saying,
And
but
think about it. This is just to distract us from everything else that's happening. Because if you
a
think
lot of
about it,
stuff going
all of
on.
a sudden now pussy's legal to sell. Like,
Well, it's not legal to sell. They said they won't hassle the ones selling it, but the ones buying, they're still getting locked up.
but that's basically the same. It's still the same thing. If you get what I'm saying, like that basically means if I'm on the street, like, hey, $10, $2, sucky, like they're not gonna say nothing. But the guy who walked up to me to buy it is the
Yeah.
person that's gonna, like at the end of the day, it's the same thing as saying it's okay, but then at the same time it's not okay. Like they gotta have loopholes and ways around it. Because why is this even an announcement? Like why is this even a thing? Like
Obviously, they put it. There's a lot of stuff going on in New York, so they have to divert the attention to certain things, and I guess that was one of them. It's still confusing. I think if the stance was just we're not going to prosecute nothing that has to do with that whole situation. We're just going to leave it alone. You get caught, okay? We give you a warning, get up out of here. Thing. Nope. They said you the ones, the sellers. We ain't gonna hassle you no more. We're gonna leave you be. But whoever we
right.
catch you with, they still gonna have to, deal with that harsh penalty for whatever if penalties. I don't know what they're gonna do if they're gonna increase them or decrease them. But it's an interesting story, interesting. Interesting
Mm-hmm.
thing coming out of New York.
At the end of the day, what's yours is yours and your body is yours. So
Yeah, very true. But I just feel like that whole situation is hilarious because I still don't understand how they're gonna make that work.
I
Like,
don't either. That's my point.
I don't understand how they're gonna make that work. But interesting, and we're gonna end the pod roll for the good conversation. We're gonna get into clout chasing, the thing that's been obviously something that's always been topic of conversation. even before social media. It's just with social media, it's something that's been very boosted to a high rate. So we're just gonna have a casual conversation on you think do you ever see clout chasing being decreased or coming to an end to like do you ever feel like it will ever come to a point where people disregard it, won't chase it as much as we see them chasing it now through social media with all the ridiculousness stuff, like the ridiculous stuff they do just for likes, views, and attention.
No, because social media is everything, and social media runs everything, and everything is only becoming more technical and technological. So at the end of the day, people are only gonna have more access to show off and be do dumb shit and get it to get attention. And also that's helping people distract themselves from what's really happening, and it's numbing them from the pain that they really have to do in their real lives. So I don't see it ever. No, I mean, at the end of the day, think about it. Like even before social media, people always did things just for
Attention, yeah. It's
being
still,
talked about at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? That's what most people, it's always chasing that, like, I have to be remembered, or I have somebody has to know who I am type of thing. So at the end of the day, I mean, it's only gonna get worse at the end of the day. People literally will do anything.
no,
Like
it's
crazy.
no for attention. It's not a problem if you do something noble or you work, you grind it out, and you do.
No, of course, but that's not cloud chasing.
Know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. But like instead of people going about that, like getting the recognition, getting recognition through like just grinding it out, toughing it out, doing something that you earn your recognition. Like, oh, yo, that's that. He getting money. He be doing this. No, that's what I'm talking about. Because people see your hustle or something. You rather just do the most dumbest shit or something that could cost you your life just for
Or someone else's life.
yeah, oh yeah, your life or someone else's life, just for a laugh, a view, a click, you know. And it's crazy. It's a crazy world we live in, but it's like obviously social media don't do it no justice. But you think there's like ways that it could be filtered to help people who deal with these certain issues that chase or addicted to clout chasing or trying to do this? Is ways that it could be like to help people guide them through, like show them the way. Like that's not how you should be doing. You should do it this way.
Anybody that needs that much attention is gonna find a way with or without social media, without, you know what I mean? So it's just it's scary that people need to feed off of the attention of others. But I mean, that's just something I think that's just, I don't know if people really grow out of that kind of stage, or if that's just who they are, or you know what I mean, if that's just really embedded in your character. But the shit is really disturbing sometimes, like the shit
I
that
think,
I see.
I
You know
think
what I mean? And it's like it's disgraceful. So at this point, I'm just like, I'm not surprised at anything that I see anymore.
yeah, I be seeing some crazy things like amongst all platforms. It's like they really put that on the internet. Like why? And they choosing to do certain stuff. So it's like, but it's something I feel like people should address and go about it differently. I feel like this adding this or like being an issue is adding on to life. There's already difficult things in life, and then people just making it in life more stressful and difficult, chasing something that they shouldn't be chasing. It's not a priority. Clout is not a priority. Obviously, everybody wants their recognition. Everybody wants to be, have their name buzzing for whatever reason. But grind it out, earn your recognition, and I feel like you'll be better off that way. Because people be out here going crazy for what? And it's like,
And at the end of the day, unless it's paying your bills, and even then, like you gotta have like a certain line of way, a line that'll be drawn of what I won't do for money. You feel me? But if you're not getting money from it and you're just getting attention, and you're getting likes, like what is that really doing for you? Like nothing.
yes, but it's unfortunate. You know, we have a lot of misguided youths, and I can't even fully blame youths because it's grown folk too. It's older people that do it too. People in their 30s, 40s, 50s is also doing the same thing. I'm assuming. So those are the ones before social media was still doing that, and then now that is a platform to do it with social media. They continue it because they have a bigger platform to do it. But it's just a whole bunch of misguided people. I wish them the best, but clout chasing isn't it, and I feel like you shouldn't have to sell your soul for some clout. It's not. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
And not just not worth it, but it's more so like just you have to be able to like look yourself in the mirror and be real with yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, some people I think they lie to themselves so that they can continue to do what they're doing because you gotta tell yourself like, you know what I'm saying like this is what's you're leaving a legacy of trash. You're gonna be known, yeah, but what are you being known for? Don't you want to be known for something positive? So at the end of the day, it's just like make good choices, please.
Yep. Make good choices. Listen, sometimes life is not about the easy stuff. Don't come easy. So obviously, you go viral off one clip, and it's like you have all these views. But if you grind it out, you'll get what you want. You'll all get it. And that's a wrap on episode 2 of the ASO, Another City Opinion. This is Johnny,
Yay.
Risa, and we out.